28 minutes on to 7 o'clock on this overcast Friday morning. Good morning to you, Grenada, Carrick, Petey, Martinique, the rest of the Eastern Caribbean, the rest of the world. It's still a good day to have a good day in a good way, despite the overcast conditions. And here at Classic, we will instill some sunshine and some sunlight in your life. And I just want to say, I am so happy to be with you this morning as always. And yeah, I hope all is well. I really hope all is well. Yeah. It's a good day to have a good day. Good morning to all the spiritual Baptist folks around the island. Good morning, Donovan and Moya. How you doing, bro? You and your entire team, your entire congregation, the family by extension. Hey, good morning, Miss Lyra. You crossed my mind last night. Hope you're doing fine. Cousin Anne, how you doing? And the family, Steph and Sigi and everybody. Laurie, good morning. Pastor Laurie John. Good morning, brother. Yeah, Pep and the guys. The folks in Moya. Good morning. Mr. Francis Pierre, good morning, bro. How you doing? Mr. Francis Balwant, long-time friend. How you doing, Papi? You and the family? Nice. Kenneth, Zuri, Solange, and Kathian. Hope you're enjoying your time. That was a sweet coincidence, man. Sweet running. Now, those of you out there in the diaspora, good morning. Hope all is well. Good morning, Lauren Salim out there in Hermitage. Hope you don't get wet today. And to all the visitors who are visiting our shows for that test match, West Indies versus Australia, well, I hope you enjoy it to the fullest. We as a people, we will ensure that you have a good impression of us. Yeah, you're going to get some good oil down. You'll get some good RPCJ, River and Twine Pure Cane Juice. Don't take too much of that, all right? And the Clark's Coat and all the other rums that we've got. It's a golden opportunity to showcase what Grenada really has. You know, there are folks who would travel for the cricket but not want to go into the cricket. They want to use the opportunity to explore. Now, as tour guides and so forth, make sure you show them the exciting spots, all right? Nice. I know Andre Jerome and Mike Alexis would love to hear me say that, but I would say this morning, take them out to the country, man. Yeah, bring them on out there. Let them see. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, good. 25 minutes on to 7 o'clock. I'm going to take that quote from my friend. It's Friday. Heavenly Father, we thank you for the dawn of a new day. Thank you for your blessings upon our lives and our loved ones. Even as the weekend approaches, prepare our minds and thoughts for work today. We come to you with an open heart. Lord, search us and remove anything that is not pleasing in your sight. Please cover us with your blood of your blessed Son, Jesus Christ. Bless and protect us throughout this day and over the weekend. In Jesus' name, we pray. Amen. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Nice one. And he usually sends to it. He says, today is Friday. Good morning. Thank you, Jesus, for being with me through the week. I offer up my praises to you, Lord. I'm feeling so thankful, grateful, and blessed. Do you feel the same? Amen. Grand rising. Thank you, Papi. All right, thank you. He's somewhere out in the diaspora. So, yeah, I hope you're listening, man. 23 minutes on to 7. What's the word of the day today? That word today is unyielding. 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 Not giving way to pressure. Yeah, that's me, man. You know, sometimes some people exert so much pressure and they expect me to break like some piece of flex. That ain't happening. You gotta come better than that. I know I'm not alone. So the word of the day today, that word is unyielding, not giving way to pressure. Here's how we can use it in a sentence. His unyielding determination impressed his teammates. Yeah. His unyielding determination impressed his teammates. Unyielding. Nice. 22 minutes on to the 7 o'clock hour. Wendell Maxwell, my partner, how are you doing? The folks inside of Telescope, good morning. Mr. Sonny, enjoying retirement, right? Good morning to the folks in Laka Beke, how are you all doing? Lafayette, Messi and the guys, the fattest man in Calypso, Darius. Good morning to you and the family. No, Darius is trying to lose some weight. You know, the doctor told him that he's getting obese. Montrose and Rose Hill, good morning. Plains. Prescott Swan, good morning to you and mommy. She was my mom, Lucille Swan, at the Tivoli RC school, and she still remains that way. Do you know if any teacher of yours that, you know, taught you in the preschool and primary school and even in the secondary school that was like a parent to you? Yeah. I had many of them. Miss Dakota, good morning. Miss Toussaint. Yeah. Good morning, Kuchim. Yeah. Mr. Gordon Bowler, Mr. Neville Glynn, Mr. and Mrs. Charles, Mr. Leslie Nicholas. I'm understanding that Mr. John, we called him Dooms. I understand he's back on island. Good morning, sir. The brother of former MP Pamela John, Moses. All right, the motivational tip of the day, Nadisha, good morning to you. Hope you're doing fine. Surround yourself with positivity. Spend time with people who inspire and uplift you. The energy will boost your own. That's for real, I cannot overemphasize the importance of surrounding yourself with people that lift you up instead of people that pull you down. You know what I'm saying? If you're in a crowd and you're feeling pressure, then you're in the wrong crowd. You should be in a crowd where you feel edified. You feel loved. You feel appreciated. You feel, But within that crowd, there should be folks who should be able to tell you of wrong things that you do. Yeah, that is so important. It is so important. Es muy importante. Yeah. 20 minutes on to 7 flap. Good morning.
Holy Spirit, take my soul. Holy Spirit, fill my soul.
La Pastora, good morning.
Holy Spirit, take my soul.
Denver, what's up, guy?
Hi.
Boy in Bitten. Yeah. Matthew, we call him Corn Crab. Yeah, man, you know what I'm talking about, right? In Beaton there. Good morning to you. Miss Karen Moses, good morning to you and the family. Taba. Good morning to you, Jig, Morris and Louis and the children. You think it's easy to take it easy? What's buzzing this morning? All right. The St. David's Catholic Secondary School to be upgraded with a $40.6 million transformation. We also hear that the ECCBC's record-breaking year with 57% profit increase. That's a lot of profit, boy. That's good. Under the stewardship of our own Timothy Antwine. They won't mention that now. But they talk about the big mansion that they're building for him. He didn't approve that on his own. Yeah? So in any case, let me not get there. In the region, Trinidad and Tobago welcomes Indian Prime Minister Modi, fostering deeper relations. Internationally, Trump scores major victory as Congress passes tax and spending bill. A bill that can plunge the nation into an excess of $3.3 trillion in debt. And in sports, Australian Lower Order Rescue Act saves the day in Grenada. We seem to have a thing with the top order, the Australian batsmen now, but now we're seeing that the tail is wagging. Wish our batmen the best today. With the weather, we hope we can get some cricket today. In speaking with one of the weather forecasters yesterday, there's a wave that's approaching us, or if it's not already here, we'll get more comprehensive information on that in our weather forecast within the newscast, which comes up right after these messages. The AM edition of News, Sports and the Weather is up next.
Whether you're refreshing a bedroom or giving your home a bold new look, the Color Shop has the perfect paint and tools to make it happen, inside and out. With quality finishes for every surface and accessories to match, we make paint from start to finish. Whether it's a DIY weekend or a contractor starting a brand new project, the Color Shop is the trusted choice.
Pendant light.
Looking to shop on favorite stores like Amazon and Shein? With GPC Global, it's never been easier. Get your very own US address and shop from around the world. With GPC Global, you can order the latest trends and must-have items, all delivered straight to Grenada to your closest post office for your pickup. We offer the cheapest rates, and our service is reliable and quick. No more waiting for your packages. Your satisfaction is guaranteed. Join the Grenada Postal family today and start shopping smarter. Visit us online at www.grenadapostal.com or call us on 437-POST. That's 437-7678. Be Global, your gateway to the world.
This is the GBN Morning News for today, Friday, the 4th day of July, 2025. Coming up in the news, St. David's Catholic Secondary School to undergo $40.6 million transformation. The ECCBC's record-breaking year with a 57% profit increase. In the region, Trinidad and Tobago welcomes Indian Prime Minister Modi, fostering deeper relations. Internationally, Trump scores major victory as Congress passes tax and spending bill. And in sports, Australian Lower Order Rescue Act saves the day in Grenada. We've got the details to these and more after these messages.
Request, repay, repeat with Ariza's FlexiCredit Evergreen Loan Facility. Qualify for a flexi credit with limits up to $25,000 or use your home equity to qualify for more. Extra cash at your fingertips whenever you need it. Accessed using your debit card and managed using AMI, Ariza's mobile internet experience app. Flexi Credit allows you the flexibility to top up to your approved limit any day, anytime. Already a member? Send us a WhatsApp on 423-4987. New members join today to apply. Request, repay, repeat. Use your Flexi Credit for vacations, shopping, wedding, general expenses, and more. Ariza loan terms and conditions apply. Ariza Credit Union. Your financial freedom, your future.
Share the great taste of Grace Foods.
Quality nutrition from generation to generation.
The goodness of Grace Foods.
A good Friday morning, everyone. With the details, I am Gordon Joseph. In a remarkable display of financial stability, the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank, the ECCB, has announced a record net profit of $126.2 million EC dollars for the 2024-2025 financial year. This staggering 57% increase from the previous year's profit of $80.2 million is a testament to the bank's effective management and strategic planning. As the ECCB continues to drive economic growth and development in the region, this significant financial milestone is expected to have a positive impact on the Eastern Caribbean Currency Union, the ECCU. In related news, the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank is poised to introduce significant reforms to the region's financial sector with the establishment of the Eastern Caribbean Financial Standards Board, the ECFSB, and the implementation of the Banking Amendment Bill. These changes aim to strengthen financial consumer protection, increase financial literacy, and promote greater access to credit for individuals and businesses. With the ECFSB set to provide microprudential regulation and oversight for non-bank financial institutions, and the Banking Amendment Bill introducing measures such as basic bank accounts and an Office of Financial Conduct and Inclusion, the ECCB is taking bold steps to modernize and enhance the region's financial landscape. Jada Victor, a student of the T.A. Marisho Community College, secured second place in the 17 to 19 age category of the 2025 ECCB RSS ARU Creative Youth Competition. Victor's essay on making financial education a mandatory subject in schools impressed the judges. Indira Ricknath of Clarence Fitzroy Bryant College in St. Christopher, St. Kitts and Nevis took first place, and Kavisha Richardson of the St. Vincent and the Grenadines Community College placed third. Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell has expressed his frustration with the Woburn Cliff project, which is now almost 5 to 6 months behind schedule. The Ministry of Infrastructure, along with consultant SAFED, has decided to subcontract some of the work to accelerate the construction process. The Prime Minister emphasized that the current rate of construction must be accelerated as the project's due completion date is September. However, based on current progress, it appears that the completion date may be further delayed. The Prime Minister reassured citizens during a town hall meeting in St. Patrick that everything will be done to complete the project as soon as possible. The road remains closed to facilitate the project. And finally, some good news for the education sector in St. David, as we hear that the Ministry of Education has taken a major step forward in addressing the infrastructural issues at the St. David's Catholic Secondary School with the contract signing for the new $40.6 million EC school facility. The ceremony, held at the Ministry of Works in Tantin, St. George, was attended by officials from the Ministry of Education and the Ministry of Infrastructure. School representatives and contractor and other stakeholders were also present. The new school, which is expected to be completed within 18 months, will feature three-story buildings and various amenities. The project will employ between 100 and 200 people, with the contractor, Construction and Industrial Equipment Limited committing to hire as many community members as possible. The supervising firm for the project is Beston Consulting. According to project manager Pawan Joshi, the school will be a state-of-the-art facility with climate-proofing features and advanced designs. Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Education, Lorraine St. Louis, described the contract signing as a significant milestone marking the realization of aspirations for all stakeholders involved. A sword-turning ceremony is scheduled to take place at the new school site in Malmont, St. David on Monday, July 7th. That story concludes the local segment of news. Stay with us, the regional and international developments, along with the sports and the weather. They are straight ahead. As we turn our attention to the region, Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi has launched a 2-day visit to Trinidad and Tobago, where over a third of the population is of Indian descent. Modi was greeted by Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar and will meet with her and President Christine Kala Kangalu. He will also address a joint session of Parliament and receive the nation's highest honor, the Order of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. The visit aims to strengthen ties between India and Trinidad and Tobago, which date back to 1845, when Indian laborers arrived to work on plantations. Over 140,000 laborers settled in the Caribbean nation between 1845 and 1917, forming a significant Indian diaspora community. Modi's visit is part of a wider tour of Latin America, including stops in Argentina and Brazil. Looking further afield, U.S. President Donald Trump will send letters out to trading partners today, informing them of their tariff rates. Talks to avoid higher levies are in the final stretch, with steeper duties set to take effect soon. Trump plans to notify countries of their customized rates ahead of the July 9th deadline as part of his broader trade policy. The letters will outline the tariffs that each country will face, ranging from Taiwan to the European Union. Trump's administration has been negotiating with trading partners to strike deals that would help them avoid these elevated duties. So far, deals have been announced with the UK and Vietnam, while the US and China have agreed to temporarily lower tariff on each other's products. The move is seen as a key step in the Trump administration's efforts to reshape global trade. Meanwhile, the U.S. Congress has approved a sweeping tax and spending bill, handing President Donald Trump a major victory. The House of Representatives passed the bill 218 to 214, meeting Trump's July 4th deadline. The bill is expected to add $3.3 trillion to federal deficits and leave millions without health coverage. The White House disputes this forecast, but critics warn of significant economic and healthcare implications. The bill's passage is a significant win for Trump's domestic agenda, marking a major milestone in his presidency. Its effects will be closely watched in the coming years. The Supreme Court has lifted an order blocking the deportation of several immigrants to South Sudan, a country plagued by war and violence. The decision allows immigration officials to quickly deport people to third countries, despite concerns that they may face danger or persecution. Two liberal justices dissented, arguing that the ruling gives the government special treatment. The immigrants who have been held in a naval base in Djibouti could face imprisonment, torture, and even death if sent to South Sudan. The case is part of a broader immigration crackdown by the Trump administration, which has pledged to deport millions of people living in the U.S. illegally. The decision has sparked outrage among immigration advocates who argue that it puts lives at risk. Suspended Labour MP Zara Sultana is leaving the party to form a new one, possibly with Jeremy Corbyn. Sultana, who lost the Labour whip for opposing the two-child benefit cap, aims to challenge the broken Westminster system with other independent MPs and activists. Corbyn hasn't confirmed his involvement, but hinted at forming a new party, saying there's a thirst for an alternative and a grouping will come together to offer one. The new party's details are still emerging, but it promises to bring change to the UK's political landscape. And finally, Angelique Kidjo, a five-time German winner from Benin, Grammy winner from Benin, will be the first black African performer to receive a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. The 64-year-old singer, known as Africa's premier diva, is part of the 2026 class, which includes Miley Cyrus, Timothy Chalamet, Demi Moore, and Shaquille O'Neal. Kidjo's star is a historic milestone, recognizing her contributions to music and cementing her legacy. The iconic walk will now feature her name, honoring her achievements and inspiring future generations of artists. Kidjo's selection is a testament to her enduring impact on the music industry. That's all the international and regional news. Stay with us. The sporting highlights are straight ahead. Good morning, sporting fans. Well, I do hope that we do get some cricket today. The weather forecast will determine that. But nonetheless, Australia's top order struggled on the opening day in Grenada. But a rescue act by Bo Webster and Alex Carey helped the team post a competitive total of 286. The pair added 112 runs in 25 overs, with Webster bringing up an 87-ball 50. However, the West Indies were able to chip away at the lower order and claim key wickets, including Webster's and Carey's. The home team's bowlers, particularly Alzari Joseph, found assistance from the pitch, and the true value of Australia's total will only become clearer on the second day, which is today. Despite the struggles, Australia's lower order once again showed their resilience, and the match is poised for an exciting contest. Webster and Carey's performances were notable, with the latter living a charmed life, surviving several close calls and dropped catches to reach 63. And finally, Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., a former middleweight world champion, has been arrested by U.S. immigration agents and faces deportation to Mexico. A warrant for his arrest in Mexico alleges involvement in organized crime tied to the Sinaloa drug cartel. His lawyer denies the claim. The 39-year-old boxer was recently defeated by Jake Paul in California. U.S. officials say no one is above the law, and Chavez Jr.'s fame won't protect him from deportation. His arrest marks a significant move by U.S. authorities to hold notable figures accountable. That's all the sports we've got at this time. We'll have more sports during our luncheon edition and, of course, during our primetime newscast. Stay with us, folks. The weather forecast is straight ahead. All right, sporting fans, and not sporting fans, but folks, it's now time for us to hear what's happening weather-wise. And to do just that, I head to the Met office at the MBIA, the forecast desk to be precise, and I engage forecaster Jonathan Price. Good morning, Jonathan.
Good morning to you and good morning, listeners. Here is the weather for today, Friday the 4th of July, 2025, as recorded at the Mount Bishop International Airport. It is currently fair. The winds are coming from the east at 6 miles per hour. Barometric pressure is 1016.8 millibars, which is above normal and rising. Present temperature is 27.1 degrees Celsius and relative humidity 88%. Yesterday's maximum was 31.6 degrees Celsius and the minimum last night 25.4 degrees Celsius. Over the past 24 hours, 4.8 millimeters of rainfall was recorded, which brings the total for the month so far to 4.8 millimeters. And now for the public forecast for Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique Valley for today and tonight. The weather is expected to be partly cloudy, becoming cloudy at times, with light to moderate showers and possible isolated thunder. Today's max will be 30.5 degrees Celsius with winds easterly to southeasterly at 13 to 23 miles per hour, gusting higher at times. Seas will be moderate with waves 4 to 6 feet in open waters. High tide will be at 11 a.m. and low tide at 2:45 p.m. Sunset will be at 6:36 and sunrise at 5:47. Just to repeat the public forecast started for today and tonight. The weather is expected to be partly cloudy, becoming cloudy at times with light to moderate showers and possible isolated thunder. From the forecast desk at Mount Bishop International Airport, I'm Jonathan Price. Have a great weekend.
Just before you run off, Jonathan, in speaking with another forecaster yesterday, mention was made of a tropical wave that might have been traversing the area. Is that the case?
That tropical wave is currently to the west of us. It's at approximately 65 degrees west, but there is some moisture trailing the tropical wave, which is leading to some thunderstorms just off the shore. And I know possibly portions of the southern parts of Grenada would have seen lightning earlier this morning. So right now, that is what is currently affecting us.
Jonathan, I'm a cricket fanatic. What are the possibilities of rain halting that test match at the stadium today?
Well, that is, this morning shouldn't be too bad. We may get a bit of rain near early afternoon, and after that it should ease up significantly in the late afternoon to evening. So, but for now, it doesn't look as bad as the models initially suggested, but we will get some light to moderate showers now and then in the midday time.
Okay, Jonathan, I expect to engage with you and your dad at the cricket stadium today, okay?
No problem.
Have a good one. Folks, the weather forecast came to you with the kind compliments of Rennick and Thompson Company Limited.
Get money where you are, almost anywhere you are, send money over with Western Union.
This is whoa, oh, oh, whoa. This is whoa. Is Western Union. Send to your friends and your family. With Western Union, we're moving money. No matter where you are never far.
Get money where you are, almost anywhere you are, send money over.
Move it for better.
Western Union, moving money for better.
It's 6 minutes after 7 o'clock to end the news, a recap of the headlines. St. David's Catholic Secondary School to undergo $40.6 million transformation. The ECCBC's record-breaking year with a 57% profit increase. In the region, Trinidad and Tobago welcomes Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi, fostering deeper relations. Internationally, Trump scores major victory as Congress passes tax and spending bill. And in sports, Australian Lower Order Rescue Act saves the day in Grenada. That has been the morning edition of news for today, Friday, July 4th, 2025. On behalf of the entire news department, I am Gordon Joseph, thanking you for listening and viewing, wishing you a productive day, and extending that invitation to you to stick and stay with the network, because we are with you anywhere and everywhere. And for those of you who might just have to leave us momentarily, please stick around for just about 3 minutes, because we've got the traffic report coming up shortly.
Served Grenada for decades. We are the #1 and largest electrical supplier.
Hi, welcome to Sunny Electrical. How may I help?
We offer electrical wire and accessories, tools, and appliances for all residential, commercial, and industrial applications, which is what we are known for. And we expanded our products with new innovative ways to modernize your home. New homeowners will be captivated in our lighting showrooms.
Some more pendant lights here. These are very multifunctional because they can work for kitchens, living rooms, bedrooms.
We have a wide selection of lighting, ranging from indoor to outdoor and solar. We are also available for site visit services to assist you with selecting the perfect light for your forever home. We are located at Dusty Highway in Grenada and St. George. Sudden Electrical. Best value, expert advice, quality products. We hope to see you soon.
Mobility, a common theme woven into the very fabric of human history. From ancient wanderers to modern explorers, our instinct to move, to seek something greater, and to grow has always driven us forward. Imagine a journey into pathways of boundless opportunities and endless possibilities. A collective future where the vibrant rhythms of the Caribbean, rich culture, and welcoming community create unforgettable experiences. Beyond citizenship by investment, we believe in our collective investment of time, resources, and energy that fosters innovation, creates jobs, and enriches lives, driving the growth of an entire nation. The Investment Migration Agency Grenada boasts over a decade of exceptional service and remains committed to guiding you toward global mobility and economic freedom through investment. Your journey becomes our shared story of progress and prosperity. This is an invitation to be part of something greater, something enduring. Begin your journey at imagrenada.gd. IMA Grenada. Unlock the possibilities.
Attention all divers, snorkelers, and underwater enthusiasts. Effective May 15th, 2025, all visitors to the renowned Mullinaire Underwater Sculpture Park will be required to pay a small fee of US $3.50 or EC $10 per person. These fees are essential to support the ongoing maintenance and repairs of the sculptures, as well as the development of new features to ensure the park remains a world-class attraction. Payment can be made through the Grenada Tourism Authority's online payment portal, available on the Pure Grenada website, www.puregrenada.com. We thank you for your support in enhancing this extraordinary underwater product. This announcement is brought to you by the Grenada Tourism Authority and the Ministry of Tourism, dedicated to protecting and conserving Grenada's resources for the enjoyment of all.
Freedom is driven to pursue that passion that keeps you up at night and makes you smile in your sleep. Freedom is bold to embrace the possibilities that can open up your world and conquer new heights. Freedom is fabulous, with bits and pieces that enhance the quality of your life. Freedom is what you do with the flexibility to change path or direction when you need. Freedom breeds ambition and purpose while having loads of fun along the way. But most of all, freedom is well deserved for the road traveled and the journey still to come. Unleash your freedom with Nexa Credit Union. Call us on 440-1354 or visit our website to pre-apply. Apply now. Freedom awaits. Terms and conditions apply. Nexa Credit Union, with you wherever your road leads.
Records at the traffic department shows that a total of 1,447 accidents were reported for the year 2012, which includes 3 road fatalities. 2,946 accidents were reported for the year 2022, which includes 8 road fatalities. This is a significant increase of 104%. This is alarming. When a family tragically loses a loved one, does it matter whether by means of a gun or a motor vehicle? To avoid accidents, drivers and pedestrians alike must exercise extreme caution when using the road.
Well, folks, it's now 13 minutes after 7 o'clock, and we now join Corporal Troy Paul of the Traffic Department of the RGPF for this morning's traffic report. A busy day it was indeed yesterday, Corporal Paul.
Yes, it is. Yes, it was. And we anticipate even busier day today because it's Friday, number one. It's a month-end Friday as well. And we have the cricket at the National Stadium, which will have a little added traffic to the city. So we expect the traffic today to be a bit busier than yesterday. Yes, but so far, let us just start with the traffic state. In most areas, again, around this time, it's quiet traffic. Especially in the town, it's rather light at the moment. The town of Grenville, Guelph, Sotes, and all the other areas, rather light flow of traffic and all its adjoining roads. So there is no accidents or any obstructions along our roads at the moment, so drivers can drive freely to and from the destination at this moment. But we know that is not so as we get closer to the 8 o'clock hour. So sometime maybe about 7:30 we will start seeing an increase in the traffic in all or most of those areas, and even a little congestion, as we know, as we report most of the times, and we've seen it in the area of Caligini, and because I traverse that road on morning, and that road already have some traffic on it, going down onto the Toby Road and also the Grenada Public Road. But what we can assure drivers that we have personnel in those areas, especially the Grand Dance area, also the Sugar Mill roundabout, where persons will be there to direct the traffic so that you can have some form of easement as you traverse along the road. But expect a little bit of congestion along those roads this morning. And again, we know that we have a lot of traffic that will be heading to the National Stadium this morning, the second day of the Test Cricket Australia versus West Indies, and we outlined the traffic plan yesterday, and persons should be mindful. Again, I just want to reiterate, I will not go into the entire plan, but persons entering the National Stadium will do so from the Cherry Hill direction. Persons will not be allowed to park along the Queen's Park Public Road on both sides, the Ring Road, also the River Road Public Public Road from Keep Left Right up to L.A. Purcell. The main parking area for persons attending the games will start at the Kieran James Athletic Stadium. So the parking will start there and then on to the Wesley College grounds. We have another parking area which is Gate 6, but that would be for the buses, team buses, and so on. And so these areas will be designated parking areas. And also VIP, you park right at the River Road end as you enter the Humbag Bridge. Persons must be mindful that the emergency route is in plan, and it will be in effect for the entire game, which will start as early as 8:30. And we had some challenges in those areas because persons will not be able to go up onto Church Street from Lucas Street, so that you will not be able to, even from St. John Street, you will not be able to. You will be allowed to make a right turn and go back down onto Market Hill direction, but you will not be able to make that left turn to go up Cemetery Hill direction. Persons will be for the St. Paul's buses. You will have to can go up Cemetery Hill or whatever alternative routes that you can. Even after the games, that is sometime, we know the 4 o'clock hour on the evening time, we've seen a heavy flow of traffic yesterday, and that is due to the emergency plan. We're asking persons that if you do not have any business in the town of St. George's, please refrain from doing so and use alternative routes as you get out of the city, especially if you're coming from the Grand Dance direction. Try avoiding town today because we will definitely have a heavy flow of traffic anything after 4 or even before that. So we want to get you safe out of the town. So persons, please be mindful of those traffic arrangements that will be in effect today. And I don't want to keep you too long because we have a limited time on the program this morning. But the question we ask every morning, if you're texting,
Who's driving? Well, I know you've got you and your team. You've got your work cut out for you in terms of managing the traffic today. But I know that you're competent and capable of executing. So, all the best for the rest of the weekend. And if the good Lord spare our lives, we'll do this again on Monday.
Thank you very much. And it's a pleasure always being on your program to share live traffic updates and the information that is necessary to especially motorists and the general public on a whole.
Thank you very much, Corporal. Have a good one. Folks, that was the traffic report for this morning. We take a commercial break. When we come back, we do have a guest.
Mr. mentioned the wing high, then you have things like man, you must come back, you know. We have the low power there.
When you push your jump, it is kind of like the same man, and it's just different name for the same kind of thing.
And last but not least, I just want to say to all the men who saw me, call me, and ask for a piece of cake. I'm baking this weekend.
Join us Fridays at 8 on GBN Television, K105 FM, GBN's Facebook page, and YouTube channel for We Culture.
Say why do good girls like bad man and bad man like good girls? So imagine Mama girl, she don't tie in a church thinking when she go older she go marry a pastor. You mad? She married a Rasta. Baby girl, I need your love tonight. I'm tired of the waiting. Bang! You don't know it's Boogie B. Big up GBN.
We doing that. Lighting up bomb, a blazing a fire. We doing that. Girl bending up like the waist is wire. We doing that. We rolling on ground like the waist tire. We doing that. Friday Jones, swoosh, it's Lava Man, and you already know the energy. It's all about GBN Spice of the Carnat Soca Mona competition. This year is going to be greater, bolder, more exciting than ever. And it's all about the quarterfinals on the 25th of July. The 31st of July will be the semi-finals, and August 8th, finals. Artists, if you think you have what it takes to own the stage, now is your chance. Get there, be there, see you there. Lava Man, the real mad one. Friday Jones, swoosh, GBN Spice of the Carnat Soca Mona competition.
Apply now.
Welcome, viewers and listeners, to the conversation this morning. If it's your first time being on the program, welcome to the program. It's a privilege to have you here with us. This morning, I'm joined by a beautiful young lady. She's been here before. I remembered last year you had the young lady from Trinidad, with the dance group and so forth. Miss Antoine,
yes,
welcome.
Sir.
The celebration it's an annual thing.
Yes, it is. Yes.
So welcome to the program.
Yeah, thank you.
How was it last year?
The Grenada IFA and Ancestral Festival last year. Okay. Well, so I'm here to talk about the Grenada IFA and Ancestral Festival, which has been happening for the last 7 years. So this year is the 8th year, and it's essentially celebrates African heritage that has been received and continues to be acknowledged by Grenadians. So for the past years, the festival has seen people from Nigeria, from the US, from Canada, from Trinidad. So people have been coming because they find Grenada a beautiful place to be, and an opportunity to gather with others who come together on that honoring of African ancestry.
Well, I mean, this should be a very interesting and happy time for your organization, with the declaration of August 1st as a public holiday now.
Right.
How does that affect you?
Well, it's great because a lot of people behind the scenes or in places where they couldn't make the decision to say we're gonna have this celebration on August 1st. It's great to acknowledge on that day that people were in a particular position and place thinking about what their future lives would be, outside of enslavement.
Okay. All right. And we're also seeing a strategic push for that interaction with the mother continent again. We have this big symposium coming up later in this month where quite a number of people are coming from Nigeria and so forth.
Yeah.
So how does that affect your organization? What is the trend of thought in your organization with that?
Well, it's great, right? Because when the IFA festival was started, there were people coming in from Nigeria to Grenada, and there wasn't that thrust, to connect to the African continent at the time on a public scale like it is now. So I would say that the IFA festival has done some pioneering, in connecting Africa to Grenada.
That's what I wanted to hear from you. And you yourself, you've been to Africa.
Yes, I have.
Where?
I went to Ghana. I was a student at the time, and I went to study traditional African dance, drama, and drumming, and singing.
And you happen to get a little touch of the language as well?
Yes.
Dialect?
Somewhat. The main language that I encountered was Twi. So I know how to say Wohotise. So if there are any Ghanaians listening, they would know what I mean. It means how are you?
Say that again.
Wohotise.
Wohotise.
Yeah, and I mightn't say it so good.
Okay.
But yes.
Now, from your experience, we're coming to the focal point momentarily. But from your experience on the continent, studying in Ghana, what do you think from Grenada's perspective? What do you think some of the benefits of Grenada and by extension the region reintegrating with the mother continent? What are some of the benefits that you think we can get as a people?
I think one of the benefits is that we will let go of some of our apprehensions about connecting with African people or the African continent. Because some people have the idea that it's them and us type of thing, but really, from my experience, when I went to Ghana, I felt like I was home, and which I maybe found a little bit scary, because I was like, wait, but this is not home. Grenada is home, but I feel like I'm at home. So it was good to feel at home, and I felt like being born in Grenada that I should come home to see what contributions that I can make. And I think culturally it'll be great to connect, because one of the things I experienced in learning the language was that you would hear words that I was born in Shantimel, and I could hear words that I could imagine myself walking under the cocoa behind the cane, and I could hear things from my childhood that I heard when I went to Ghana. So that was really cool.
Things like you're arousing my curiosity here now.
I don't remember all of them.
Yeah.
But there are some words that are incorporated in Patois that goes back to that language. And when you were growing up, did you know the word ame?
Ame?
When I was growing up, there was a phrase like, you too ame. Everything she ame.
No.
He ame.
No. Meaning
that you're always ready. You're always ready to be in something. You're always attentive to what's going on.
Yeah, you're frontish.
But when I went to Ghana now, there was a phrase, ago and ame. Ago, when you're being called to attention. So when I want your attention, I would say ago. And if people keep talking, I keep saying ago until I get your attention. And when you're ready to listen, you say ame.
Okay, I'm ready.
Yeah.
Ago ame.
Correct. Ago
ame.
Yeah.
Wow, I'm learning a new language.
And it's great to use in lots of environments. You could use it with children in a classroom, or even in a large group of adults. People are talking and you want their attention. Instead of saying, hello,
I go.
Yeah, and you get to teach them something, and they in turn get to teach it to others because they could use it in their families also.
Right.
Yeah.
I am personally of the opinion that as a people there's so many more benefits to be derived from our reintegration with the continent, other than the financial and so forth. I want to feel how you feel. Yeah. I almost got to spend some time in Tanzania, and I missed out. I should have stayed there a bit.
That's why this cup is so dear to you.
But I want to get that feeling, because deep inside sometimes you feel a little that there's a little emptiness that you really want to, after studying history for a while, you really want to have a first-hand experience of what it was like home away from home. Yeah. But nonetheless, we're here to talk about the IFA and so forth. Tell us.
Right, but it's worth it, and it's to go to Africa, and it's easier now than then.
Before, yeah.
Think about emancipation time. Like, people were enslaved. People came here. People didn't come here voluntarily. So obviously there was something within the people that felt like they wanted to go home. Right. That's why you have stories about people flying home and things like that. Right. And generations, even emancipation, you're free, and in your genetic memory you have this desire to go home, and you can't go home.
Yeah. So you're still enslaved. So mentally and otherwise, yeah.
Right. So now it's easier because I learned that to go to Benin, we don't need a visa to go to Benin anymore. There are countries in Africa where we don't need a visa to go. So you could just buy your tickets, organize your accommodations, etc.,
and go.
And you could go. Yeah, so it's easier now than then.
Project Benin, here I come.
Yeah. Well, you have Benin, you have Nigeria, you have the East Africa has quite a few countries where we can go without a visa.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's a good project for people to research which countries in Africa can Grenadians go without a visa. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
IFA.
Right. Okay.
I go.
I may.
All right, good. Lovely.
Right. So the Grenada IFA Festival has been executed under the auspices of Bishop Ifatuki Yvonne Drakes. She was born in Grenada. She grew up some of her life in Trinidad and then moved to Canada, and at some point returned to Grenada as like an ancestral calling to honor African heritage.
Could you say her name again?
Ifatuki Bishop Yvonne Drakes.
Okay.
Yeah, she's the proprietor of Clarenceville Villa in Corinth, where the festival has been held for years. So, initiated the festival, and it's the interesting thing about Ifa. Now, Ifa is like I would say a religion or spiritual system of the Yoruba people of Nigeria, and we definitely know that we have Yoruba people in our Grenadian makeup. That's why within the spiritual Baptist tradition, you also have the Shango tradition, because the Shango is a part of the Ifa system. So within the and this is a learning experience for people. The Ifa Festival, Ifa and Ancestral Festival, is going to start today in Corinth in St. David's.
Which part in Corinth? I live in Corinth.
You live in Corinth?
Yeah.
Oh, today we're going to be at the Corinth Community Center.
That's a stone throw from me.
Yeah.
At the back.
Okay. Right. So we have some flyers circulating, and it says that it'll be in Corinth. So it'll be at Corinth Community Center this evening.
From what time?
From 6:00.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's an incredibly learning experience. Like for me, my one of my older sister, she likes to say, you really like school, yes? Because I love learning. So there are practitioners of Ifa tradition, like a priest who's coming from Nigeria, who has been in this all his life. I'm just a young person learning about this the system. So the festival starts today. So we'll have some speakers from Grenada, from Nigeria, from Trinidad, and just celebrating our culture. We'll have a flambeau march, and people can come along and bring their flambeau because it's a connection to the times that our people were emancipated from enslavement, because it didn't have no current.
Yeah.
So
as a way to say it.
Yeah.
You from Shantimel in truth?
It
didn't have no current.
It didn't have no current that time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nice,
So you could bring a flambeau and come and celebrate our African heritage, because there are some people who have their aversions to Africa because of colonialization, but there are people who have a love for Africa and African culture, so come to Corinth. You hear the traffic in St. George's will be challenging today.
Yeah.
So come to Corinth instead.
Yeah. Corinth is and there are a number of reasons why you should come to Corinth.
Come to Corinth. That's come to Corinth. You need to do a campaign. Come to Corinth.
Yeah. Corinth is really the parish of St. David on a whole is developing rapidly. I mean, we have the now renowned Six Senses Hotel and the Intercontinental being constructed right next side it. We have the new housing scheme. We have Grenada has this coconut oil thing processing. We light up Lassages.
Right.
And Corinth is just a fascinating place to St. David as a whole. We just heard that there will be a $40.6 million investment in a new secondary school for the St. David's Catholics. So think, as the Jamaicans would say, big things are going on in St. David.
Yeah, big things might be little but talawa, like the young lady who's representing St. David for the Carnival Queen competition.
Brano, good morning. Brano's daughter.
Cool.
Good. Yeah. So that event that starts this evening, 6 p.m. at the Corinth Community Center.
Yes.
What's the length of it?
It will go for about 3 hours or so.
Okay.
Yeah. So this evening, the festival starts, and it continues every day until the 11th of
August.
July.
Oh, July.
Yeah,
okay.
so for 1 week. Also this evening, the Caress Band will be present too.
Evans and the guys.
Right. So it's an opportunity for celebration, for gathering, in honor of our African ancestors. Around this time that emancipation was granted, gathering to celebrate and to honor our people. So tomorrow there'll be an ancestral banquet with flowers and lights and food to say thank you to.
Where?
In Corinth also.
So the whole thing would be centered in Corinth?
Yes. Okay. Yeah, it's centered in Corinth because Bishop Drakes lives in Corinth. So it began, yes.
I thought it was happening there because I live there.
Well, that too, that too. Yeah.
Maybe that.
Yeah. And on Sunday, we're having a symposium at the Grenada Cultural Foundation conference room at Spice Basket. So we'll have speakers from Nigeria, Grenada, Trinidad, USA. Right, from Grenada we have Bishop Drakes, we have Dr. Angus Martin, Shauna Coffey, psychologist. We have Dr. Carrington from Trinidad, who's a spiritual Baptist bishop, Dr. Agatha Carrington. And we have Araba Ifakolade Atinumo from Nigeria. We have Araba Somarin from Nigeria. We have Avery Amon from Trinidad. And Chief Ogumboale, Chief Shango Kolade, one from Trinidad, the other from the US.
But you pronouncing these names as though they're part of your,
it's part of my DNA that was going on.
Yeah.
Right? We might not, the languages might sound strange when we hear them. But when you check it out, Grenadians just speak English in a kind of way,
Yeah, I was get beat up for that.
And it in us. So it in us, right?
Yeah.
So
it's okay.
And I have a degree in English,
Okay. No, but I am very impressed with that initiative. you know, anything that would sensitize our populace as to our real origins. You know, it's so important to touch base with self. You know, I wish I knew who that exact person was from Africa that, you know, I'm an offspring of. I wish I could know that.
So would you do like those DNA tests that they have? Would you do one of those, like to find out like the different people maybe you come from the different regions? Yeah, it is. Not yeah, it's available online.
Oh, the family tree thing?
No, like where they send you a package. I think some of those companies have challenges now, but they send you a package and there's some kind of cotton swab. You swab inside your cheek or something, put it back in the envelope, mail it to them, and they would do like a DNA run. And, all right.
That leaves too much room for contamination and so forth.
All right.
So I wouldn't go through that. But I believe that, you know, Africa is the mother.
Yes.
Of civilization and so forth.
Yeah.
All right. Well, again, invite the folks to your entire festivities that's taking place starting this evening.
Yes. Yeah. Let me wipe my nose first.
Okay. Lovely.
Right. So the Grenada Ifa and Ancestral Festival starts today, the 4th of July, 2025, and continues every day until the 11th of July, next Friday. Each day we will have activities happening, some in Corinth on Friday, today, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday we'll be in Corinth. So you can expect to learn, to feel good about your African heritage, to celebrate your African heritage. Drumming, performance, traditional performances, prayers, music, learning, like the key is learning. Then on Wednesday we're gonna have a fun day for children in Lassages playing field. We'll also have the Egungun parade, and the Egungun is like a masquerade where someone is dressed in an elaborate costume and they represent like the connection to the ancestors. And according to the artist Sulin Lau Tu Chung, Sulin, you go correct me if I'm wrong, eh?
Okay.
There's a connection with the Shortney tradition and the Egungun tradition, because with the Shortney tradition, essentially each person is dressed in one costume and you don't get to identify who is who. It's like the whole band is one.
Right.
So there'll be that celebration of color and masquerade and traditional mass in Grenada from Corinth Junction to Lassages playing field from 12 o'clock on Wednesday, with a celebration for the children where we'll have a bouncy castle and free eats and drinks for the children. On Thursday is quite special. There'll be a dedication of a fire pit to Shango and a pond to Yemanja and Oshun. Education again, so it's a learning experience, so people can come to learn. People tend to somewhat be apprehensive or afraid of anything that's African, but it's our heritage, and if we could learn all other kind of thing, we could learn about our heritage. And on Friday will be the last celebration day in Corinth, where we'll again have the Caress Band and culture and celebration. So today, this evening at 6 o'clock, we'll be at the Corinth Community Center with culture, learning, celebration, beautiful highlights coming together, love for our African heritage, our African ancestral connection.
Okay. I will make every attempt to attend, if not all, but as many as I can.
Are you happy?
Yeah, I will definitely will.
And on Sunday, symposium at Spice Basket. So you come and, link the connections with, Africa, psychology, Grenadian history, traditional masquerade, spiritual Baptist heritage. Just come and listen and learn and make a connection.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is no coincidence. This morning, on one of my songs I played was a song from the Spiritual Baptist. As a matter of fact, look, I have it here still. I mean, tell me, could you identify with this?
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah, that's beautiful. So this is also a call to the Spiritual Baptist community in Grenada to come out and connect with others who celebrate Africa as you do.
I wish you all the best with it.
Thank you.
And I hope to see you.
Yes, I hope to see you
maybe
too.
This evening.
Come to Corinth.
Yeah.
Corinth.
You come to Corinth. I live there.
Come to Corinth. But we have to let the world know.
Come to Corinth.
Yeah,
come to Corinth.
Yeah.
Okay, come to St. Vivi, the Virgin Parish, we call it.
Yes.
Folks, that's it for this segment of the conversation. Thank you again for sharing with us. And we take a commercial break. We'll be back with more conversation after these messages. Don't you go anywhere.
Mate, I'm so sorry. I thought there was time. He just pulled out. I don't have time to stop. Well, come on, mate. It was a simple mistake. I don't know if I was going a bit slower. Please. I've got my boy in the back. I'm going too fast. I'm sorry.
I'm ready to defend my crown. Iguana will be performing live, defending Grenada Soca Monarch. All you think a little curry meet me on the stage. July 25th, 31st, and August 8th. Meet me on the stage.
We wild, we in style. When you see me chilling on that branch by myself, no company, no friends. Oh my gosh, I stumble when I meet till I tumble. Woman come in a bungle, wanna come from me jungle. Oh my gosh, I stumble when I meet till I tumble. Woman come in a bungle, wanna come from me jungle.
Fly the Jones swoosh, it's Lava Man, and you already know the energy. It's all about GBN Spice of the Grenada Soca Monarch competition. This year is going to be greater, bolder, more exciting than ever. And it's all about the quarterfinals on the 25th of July. The 31st of July will be the semi-finals, and August 8th in finals. Artists, if you think you have what it takes to own the stage, now is your chance. Get there, be there, see you there. Lava Man, the real mad one. Fly the Jones swoosh, GBN Spice of the Grenada Soca Monarch competition.
I feel I go make a morning. We outside, drink the rum, I don't fall in. We outside, she don't going home. Oh Lord. Keep it locked to GBN, the beat of Spice Mass.
Lighting a bomb, a blazing a fire. We doing that. Tell them.
Freeze.
This is why we doing that. We rolling on ground like if we is tired. We doing that.
Fun along the way. Freedom.
folks, it's 10 minutes away from 8 o'clock, and we have 10 minutes in which we can have a brief conversation. What's on your mind? What are your thoughts on the visitors, the tourists, the test match taking place in the stadium? Is there something more pressing that you'd like to bring to the fore? This is your opportunity to do so. Let's go to the telephone line right away. Good morning.
Mr. Joseph.
Good morning. Welcome.
Greetings. You and I do wish that we had much more time. But I want to take a look at something I heard in the news last night, Mr. Joseph. There are two powerful words in the English language. Well, I reckon in all the languages. One is interpretation, and the other is understanding. Pay attention to what I shall say, brothers and sisters. Last night in the news, I heard the gentleman thus referred to as Prime Minister speak of an explosion of ordinances. Pay attention, check the recording. Ordinances. Mr. Joseph, what would you understand by that? Or what? The explosion of ordinances, or ordinances which exploded.
It has a multi-pronged response to that.
Well, Mr. Joseph, no, it's simple. Ordinance, O-R-D-I-N-A-N-C, rules, regulations, etc. The ordinances in the law. But ordnance, O-R-D-N-I-N-C-E, explosive material. You hear me, Mr. Gentleman? But what do the people who understand the language understand? But some people interpret that what the Prime Minister said is it, so they believe that he said something right. He also went on to say that it would have created a major explosion that sounded in Buzzgrove. When all the people in the area heard the noise, but the Prime Minister was saying, so they interpret that what he's saying. You understand what I'm jeering at him, making a mockery of Mr. Joseph, the difference between understanding and interpreting. Where are we going, Mr. Joseph? And that takes me around to end. There's a serious issue in the air, Mr. Joseph. Yesterday morning I only hinted on it because we were coming close, and we yet coming close this morning. But Mr. Joseph, I just want to say this, based on the discussion. I can never, ever agree with Francis Alexis's views, he and the CC Birds, on this matter of referendum or not, for what is written, which I quote-unquote understand based on what is written in that document called the Constitution of Grenada. It is crystally clearly put there that Section 1, and listen to me, you lawyers, you agents of colonialism, Section 111 of the Constitution is one of the provisions of the, what you call that again, boy? One of the provisions which relates to the taking of the oath. Because within, which is the interpretation section of the Constitution, is 111. And there it speaks of the oath of office and the oath of allegiance. But pay attention. In the part which follows, it says crystal clear, 111, in application to any of the foregoing items of that section. Schedule of that schedule. That means that if it is, and the word application can mean many, many things. I think there may be about 15 or 20 different meanings based on its context. Here we're talking about its employment, its utilization, its use. And if Section 111, in use, in utilization of Section 57 of the Constitution is relevant here, then you have to have a referendum. And no way the case being put by these constitution gurus. As I tell you, I want debate, Mr. Joseph, invite me to a debate and now we talk.
Certainly
and give the people of this country express their views, whether it be opinions, their interpretation, or their understanding of what is written in the pit latrine pamphlet of an imperial order and council of the Queen's most excellent majesty. We have a right to do that. I challenge them. Don't let them pull off any coup d'etat upon you, brothers and sisters. They're abusive. They're usurpers. Remember, I'll end by saying this. John Locke, not John Rollo, said, when usurpers abuse the rights of the people, then the road to revolution becomes clear and rebellion then becomes the rights of the people. Somewhere in the 17th century. It is relevant today equally. For what it's worth, Mr. Joseph, do have a nice day.
Have a great weekend yourself, caller. Have a great weekend yourself, folks. It's 4 minutes away from 8 o'clock. I want to say happy birthday to two family members. Mr. Kenneth Thomas, you're visiting us. Well, you're not visiting us. You're coming home. All right, you're home on vacation. And also Casey Joseph out there in the UK. Happy birthday to you both. Good morning, caller. Welcome.
Morning, innocent, and morning to your listeners and viewers.
Welcome to the program.
I was very encouraged by my cousin Judy, who I heard a few minutes ago. But I want to tell you there are others, like Ella Andel, who is also our cousin, who has done quite a bit in terms of trying to energize us through African rhythm or African sentiment. Lou Smith used to play a lot of Ella Andel. So maybe you may rediscover Ella Andel. The thing about it is that we've been so brainwashed. When I was going to Africa, and that's a neighboring to where she went to Ghana, I went to Togo. People in Grenada was asking me if I was going in the civilized part of Africa. That was in 1995. Yet when I went to Togo, you could have seen Western influence and also still the Africanness in our people. There's some part of Lomé, you think it probably was in Paris. Yet our people think that is a jungle. So we really have to do a lot to educate our people. And it's going to be very difficult. Because the first mistake we make is thinking that the colonial Christianity that have been imposed on us with the white Jesus and the white God and the white everything. And this is what affecting even our cultural expression, including Carnival. I mean, these people have been distorting our cultural tradition with the imposition of going to heaven, you know. So we need to really have more enlightenment exercise. I'm very impressed, always impressed with Judy, you know, with her effort. So we need to really understand. In fact, we don't have to go far. We have to, you know, in 82, I think it was in 82, just before the invasion, some Cuban anthropologists and others came to Grenada to do some research. They were trying to connect Grenada, the African tradition or the African elements between Grenada, Caracas, Cuba, Jamaica, and Brazil, of course Trinidad also. And the amount of research that they were able to do in a short time, 2 weeks, they gave some of the findings at a session in Marshall House at the time, which is now UWI campus. And for years I've been asking successful government, what happened to the information which we should have received from the Cuban, and all the governments have been ducking. So maybe, you know, we talk about Africa, but what about Bahia in Brazil? I mean, Bahia in Brazil, there's so many Africanness around us, but we are ashamed. We're afraid of our blackness, and you see of the shame of our blackness by all the people who bleach in their skin and who having all those wigs and those whatever from other people. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, caller. And with that, we end the program for today and by extension for the week. And those of you who've been following with us, it wasn't that much interaction this morning, but thanks for being there with us as always. And if the good Lord spare your lives, we'll have another conversation on Monday. I urge you to be safe for the weekend. Go on out, enjoy the cricket. If you have to leave us now, do just that. But be safe, be positive, and have a good one. The BBC is up next. Don't you go anywhere.